Good morning, you're watching DD News and I'm Preeti presenting the bulletin. Our top story first. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will today chair the 40th GST Council meeting in North Block over video conferencing. The state finance ministers are likely to present the assessment of the revenue loss due to the implementation of the GST. GST Council is set to meet for the first time after the nationwide lockdown, and the Council is expected to discuss the revenue shortfall and the compensation to the states. The Council will also likely decide on the ways to garner funds to compensate states for the revenue loss due to GST implementation. In the previous council meeting on March 14th, Sitharaman had said that the centre will look into the legality of GST Council borrowing from market to meet the compensation requirements. Major relief on GST front so far includes relaxation in GSR return filing for March, April and May till June 30th. Companies with less than 5 crore rupees turnover will not have to pay interest, late fee or penalty. For bigger companies, late fee and penalty will not apply and only interest at a reduced rate of 9% will be charged. The government rolled out the facility on GSTN portal to file a nil form, that is GSTR 3B, through SMS. The data for compensation scheme also extended till June 30th. And Ajay Mishra, our correspondent, is joining us to get us more on that. Ajay, the 40th GST meeting will be chaired by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman through video conferencing. We've given a broad outline as to what all will be taken up in the meet today. You get us the details.
So we have to understand first that in 3 months the GST Council has to meet, which is the constitutional and legal binding on it, and this is the very first meeting after the lockdown was announced with it. So this is very important from the point of view of some of the decisions that were taken on 24th of March when the lockdown was announced by the Prime Minister. First of all, I think some of the essential items which has been manufactured after the aftermath of this pandemic, just like sanitizers and PPE kit and masks, the GST on these items are likely to be reduced to actually reduce the prices in the market. Secondly, as far as the revenues of states are concerned, that's a big concern for both center as well as the states, because of the lockdown, the business activities are not happening, and that's why GST is not being filed properly, and GST is not coming. So there will be options which will be evolved during the meeting, whether it will be prudent for the central government to go and borrow some money and actually compensate the states for the revenue loss during this period. We are also expecting that some of the relaxations that has been extended after the lockdown, can they be extended for another 3 months, for just on the line of the loan EMI facility given by the RBI? So are these return filing and late fees and fee waivers are going to be extended till 30th of September is yet to be seen and discussed. So these are some of the issues that we are expecting that will come up with. This is very short meeting. I think there is not much on the agenda. The finance ministers will try to assess the economic situation in respective states. States will obviously present their point of view, how much difficulties they are facing, and obviously demand some kind of urgent push to compensate the states for this revenue loss. That's all we are hearing from North.
All right, the concerns of the states will be addressed by the finance minister. Now, Ajay, when we are talking of the road to recovery in view of the COVID-19 pandemic, yesterday also we saw Prime Minister time and again talk of talk of how we have to encourage the locally made products, and also he talked of how states can tap on the potential and how northeastern states can prove to be very critical for further development and progress of the nation. When we talk of the specific tasks at the hand of the government, at the hand of the finance minister in addressing the concerns of these manufacturers, small-time manufacturers, and in particular the concerns of the states in particular, what are the immediate challenges or the immediate tasks at the hand of the finance minister?
So I think when it comes to the fight against the COVID, it's a known fact that it's a fight which has to be fought together by the center and the states, and we know that the central can just make laws. Implementation is the key, as has been pointed out by so many credit rating agencies we were discussing yesterday also. So implementation has to be on the ground by the states, and that is very key where the state roles are. I think the labor reforms going forward are going to be very, very critical on the part of state governments. The land reforms are going to be very, very critical on the part of state governments, and also how they are going to protect their revenues is also their responsibilities. And I'm sure that the states are restructuring their economic models to actually take a leapfrog in this pandemic. So, for example, Uttar Pradesh, which is the largest state, and Bihar and Odisha and Bengal, which is primarily the consuming states, will now focus on the manufacturing facilities in their respective states, and that's why, and that will actually garner the revenues for them, and that's the way forward. Similarly, the manufacturing states, they will have to diversify, and they will have to take account of the labor issues that has arisen due to this during the lockdown period of this pandemic. So these are the time for the strategies and the new innovative ideas that the states and the center has to work upon. These are the difficult times, but I think another 3 months or 1 quarter we can discount, and when the BG season starts after October, we might expect some kind of a huge, smart recovery in the economy and manufacturing activities and services activities, which will also garner the GST both the center and the states.
All right, Ajay, thank you so much for joining us with those inputs. Let's get to other news now. India and China are maintaining military and diplomatic engagements to peace